Yo, balik lagi di The Extra Time, podcastnya Bola Lovers. Balik lagi di episode 3. Udah episode 3 nih, episode 3.
Extra Time.
The Extra Time masih bekerja sama dengan Kurio.
Aplikasi baca berita update terus.
Update terus, Kurio. Episode 3.
Lama, jaraknya lama banget.
Jaraknya lama,
Minta
episode
maaf.
2. Habis itu episode 3 nih sebulan ada lah ya.
Iya, kan kepotong liburan kemarin.
Betul, lebaran, masih pada
Bener.
mudik nih. Kru pada sudah mudik.
Langsung episode 3 kita kedatangan bintang tamu spesial. Ki.
Bintang tamu spesial lagi. Episode
Betul.
pertama tamu dari
Belgia.
Kedua tamu dari
Komunitas
lokal. Tapi Eropa. Ketiga kita balik lagi ke Eropa. Ini dia ada Rico Zulkarnain. Pemain keturunan
fenomenal Ki,
Yoi,
futsal.
pemain.
Gue bilang dia tuh fenomena baru di futsal Indonesia.
Iya.
Yang ngebawa fenomena.
Soalnya dia ngebuka nih buat pemain-pemain asing datang.
Betul.
Ini Rico adalah pemain keturunan Indonesia. Nyokapnya orang Wales ya.
Iya.
Ntar kita bakal tanya-tanyain lah.
Yeah, my mum from Wales,
Yes.
my father from Indonesia.
Yes, great.
Oke. How are you, Rico?
Yeah, I'm really great. Really happy to be here and excited to be exploring Indonesia.
Yes, great. How your father and family right now?
Yeah, my father, very well, doing well in the UK with my brothers and sisters and my mum. So hopefully he can visit Indonesia next year because I know he's missing the food a lot.
Yes, of course.
How long have you been in Jakarta?
I've been in Jakarta roughly about a month and a week now. So my visa is 60 days and we're coming towards the end of that visa. But I've been very busy, right?
Very busy.
Yes.
You visit to Priok.
Yeah.
Yes, I
Futsal competition.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Crazy.
Yeah, I think
like in Rio de Janeiro.
Liga Brazil apparently. But nice people there. I think a lot of the PFL players, you know, so the likes of Akang, Randy
Yeah,
Satya,
Randy
Jelani,
Satya.
Bayu, those guys all play there. And I think which is nice for the supporters. You know, maybe some of those guys don't really get to reach the PFL games. So for those players to go into the communities, it's amazing, man. Really amazing.
What the biggest difference between your first visit in 2015 and right now, Jakarta?
Oh damn, everything, you know, new places, new restaurants, new buildings, new people.
Yes.
You know, it seems to be an influx of everybody from around the world now here. So it's really great to see, and I think Indonesia at the moment is kind of booming in all areas,
Yes,
you know, fashion,
true.
food, music,
Sports,
YouTubers,
yes.
sports.
YouTubers.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Okay, let's start. Let's straight into a serious question. Okay, to remind you about you, Rico, tell us about your futsal career from the beginning to right now.
Damn, okay,
To
so my
remind us.
To
futsal,
remind us.
yeah, my futsal career started at the age of 23, so very late for
Very
some
late,
people.
yes.
You know, before this, I'm playing professional soccer until 19, and then from 19 till 23, I'm playing semi-pro in League One in Wales, my country, and yeah, I played street soccer also. So my background is in street soccer, which is why I like to do a lot of skills and stuff. But at 23, I found futsal. I didn't really know about the sport then. It was all new to me. And I found out that this incredible sport was booming around the world. So I sort of ventured into futsal. You guys posted an article that found
Yeah.
out that I was half Indonesian, and then things blew up for me. I think from 1 week or 2 weeks that you guys posted the article, I'm on a flight to Jakarta, you know, and since then things have been booming. So I've managed to play in like 7 different countries. In the last 7 years, I've won 6 different titles in, you know, Dubai, Malaysia, Brunei, Australia, UK, Indonesia, and yeah, Australia. But it's been a crazy 7 years since the first article that you guys posted. So I'm very grateful for that.
Since when you did know about the football for the first time?
Since when did I know about futsal?
Yes. Football, I think.
Football, oh damn. Football I've been playing from very young, you know. Ever since I was just on the streets in the UK. Like I say, in the UK there's a lot of street soccer. So players, you know, they like to play 3v3, 4v4, just taking people on. And I think how that has aided me really well to futsal has been perfect. When I first started playing futsal, it's just like, in the UK they call it a duck to water. I just felt so comfortable, you know. So yeah.
Yes, great. How old are you in first national team in Wales?
My
I don't
first
remember.
international debut was at the age of 23.
23.
23. So I started
match?
playing futsal,
Yes.
and I was in the national team without ever playing a professional futsal game. So I've gone from this professional football player, semi-pro, to
Yes.
street soccer, straight into the national team.
National team.
Yeah, and now I'm the country's top goal scorer, the only professional from Wales.
Yes, true.
So yes, some history made.
So which countries have you visited to play futsal?
Lot of.
Damn.
Remember.
Dubai, India, Malaysia, Brunei, Australia, America, obviously the UK, Moldova, Andorra, I think Malta.
A lot.
A lot, yeah. It's hard for me to count on one hand, two hands.
Oh, in Wales, right now, how about the futsal right now in Wales?
Yeah, so they've got a national league. Obviously,
now?
Yeah, right now they got a national team, but I think as you guys know, in the UK the main sport is football.
Yes.
Football.
You know, that's what brings all the money in. That's what all the fans love to watch. The exposure to futsal is not so great. So media teams and stuff they're not really pushing it or plugging it.
How many
Clubs in Wales, I
Yes,
think maybe
futsal.
6 to 8. Yeah, it's not major, you know.
Not,
It's just
not a full time.
yeah, exactly. So for me, you know, some people say, "Oh, why are you playing futsal in Wales?" Because it's not a professional sport. You're not going to make a career from this. But for me, that was an advantage. You know, the fact that there was no teams in Wales, damn, great. I'll be the first one. You know, so
Okay.
it helped me a lot.
From futsal you can travel around the world.
Exactly, which
Can
is
you
important
tell
to
about
me.
unique experience that you face in other countries?
Yes.
Yeah, you know, something that I love now about futsal is I get to experience different cultures, different people, meet amazing organizations, and I think something that has really helped advance my game is the fact that I've get to experience these different styles of playing. You know, so like Europe, I think the game is a little bit more slow. They manipulate the ball really well. Asian teams, they like to play, I think, at
Speed.
one speed. Bam, 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 bam. You know, in the likes of Spain, same again. They build up, and then they break. And I think what I've managed to do well is take all of these little bits, add them to my game, and then, experience has paid off for me. And not just that, you know, like I say, experiencing life.
Yes.
So I've managed to meet my partner, Tessa, you know, from playing futsal. When I was in France, she was in Dubai, and we met. So yeah, futsal have taught me a lot
Yes.
about life.
Right now, what country you the best futsal right now?
For me,
Yes.
fu-
The organized, the league, the
yeah.
national team.
I think it's got to be Spain, huh?
Spain.
In terms
Spain.
of playing, in terms of, like you say, media, exposure, in terms of managing players, branding, the league structure, and the fact that a lot of these futsal teams in Spain are partnered up with football clubs. So like FC
True.
Barcelona.
Real Madrid.
You know, the
Yes.
fact that these futsal players have the exposure to meet with the likes of Messi and
Yeah.
be in that environment,
Yeah,
damn, I
crazy.
can only imagine what it creates inside here.
Mm. In Asia,
In Asia, yeah, for me, role
the
model
country.
club
Yes.
is I love Chamburia in
Thailand.
Thailand. Yeah, I think what the owner has managed to do very well. He's a young guy, Tachapat.
Touch about.
Yeah, he's managed to really brand this club. Like you say, a lot of futsal clubs, like we talked about, it's hard for them to be profitable businesses.
Yes.
And I think
true.
something that he's really understood well is the marketing side of the game. Because we have to remember the futsal is an entertainment sport. So in order to get fans through the gate into the stadiums, it helps to grow the club. More money, better players, better branding.
Yes.
You know, I think something that he's managed to do really well is like incorporate selling jerseys
Okay.
and stuff to make
Merchandise, yes.
to make this club profitable. And now you see Chonburi, they're a role model club, huh? They just won AFF. Like I say, the branding, everybody in Europe knows about this club.
Right.
They just finished friendlies this summer against
Never
like
s-
Magnus and
yes.
stuff.
Yes.
It's incredible,
Never
incredible.
stop learning, right?
Exactly, and they seem to be going in the right direction.
So what do you think about Indonesian league?
Man,
Right
it's
now.
getting exciting. You know, from like I say, from 2015
Yes.
to now, I think something that you guys have managed to do really well is help brand these players and clubs. You know, giving them that exposure outside of Asia.
Yes.
Because like you see, a lot of when I came in 2015,
Yes.
there wasn't any international players, and they sort of just opened that
Yes,
door,
you
and
open the door.
Yeah.
everybody knows it. For example, Ferneo,
Right.
Yeah.
a player that I
yeah.
played with in Dubai,
Yeah.
you know, so he's asking me about Indonesia. The amount of messages that I get from top players around the world saying, "Hey Rico, can you put me in touch with the club?" It's a desirable now. People want to come here,
Yeah.
and for me, this is why I'm here. I want to meet with clubs. I think, like I talked about, it's hard for me to find a club that matches my ambitions as a player on the court and off the court. And now Indonesia's there. So yeah, God willing, I'm back this
Ini
year.
kode nih Ki.
Ya.
Kode. Dia
Bisa.
masih mau main di
Bener.
Indonesia.
Ntar masih
Hasratnya
ntar
ada
kita
di
bahas,
Indonesia.
oke.
Oke.
Ini pokoknya gue masih nanya ini kan around the world gitu.
Yeah.
Terus you play with world star like Falcao, Ricardinho, Ronaldinho,
Great
Ryan
experience.
Giggs. What do you feel? You can feel with them.
Yeah, for me, it's just, you know, every time I get this opportunity to play with these great players, it's not, I've gone past the stage of being nervous. You know, for me, it's an opportunity to learn, to grow, to show my ability. And the best thing about all of these players, the players at the very top, they are great people. You know, so they give you these opportunities. I remember in America, we had like like the NBA draft.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So for futsal, for the exhibition, we
Exhibition, yes.
had a draft,
Right.
and I was the number 1 draft pick by Team Ricardinho.
Oh.
And for me, what he said to me, I'll never forget it. You know, he said in the change room before the game, I
What's
have my
funny?
name.
What language he said?
In English.
Oh,
In
Yeah, he
English.
speaks very good English. You know, he said to me, I have my name.
Oh.
This big stage now in America is a chance for you guys to show who you are.
Great.
You know,
great.
and something like this advice, it goes a long way. Yeah, so for me, it's just incredible.
What about feeling playing with Ryan Giggs?
Oh, damn.
Legend
You know,
from Wales.
From Wales.
It's hard for me to, you know, when I'm in the change rooms and I'm lacing up and I remember where I am and who I'm with. You know, I turn to the right and it's Ryan Giggs. You know, I turn to the left, it's Ronaldinho. It's just like, it's just a dream, you know? Because I remember from young, obviously I grew up in the UK, I'm a Manchester United fan. So I used to visit Old Trafford very young watching games, you know, as far back
Crazy.
as Manchester United playing Middlesbrough when they was in the Premiership.
Yeah.
And watching this guy and then being able to play with him and win the competition in Dubai,
It's great.
damn,
Crazy.
incredible. You can't explain it's a feeling, you know,
Yeah,
something
it's
that
true.
can never be taken away.
So you play in Dubai 2016 or 2017?
I think 2017, I think, yeah, in
2017,
Dubai, yeah.
After Pro Futsal League in Indonesia.
After Malaysia.
After
Oh.
Malaysia.
So I
oh,
finished
yeah.
Indonesia,
Indonesia,
went to
Malaysia.
Malaysia, then, yeah,
Then you can
Dubai.
play to Dubai.
Dubai, yeah.
Some of your goals, your skill goes to viral
Viral.
in media, social media. You know.
Yeah, after
What you
that
feel
Dubai
about it?
competition, the
Yes.
India thing, I think other than the Ronaldinho highlights, my highlights were the most viewed online. So that was always my goal, to go there and show, you know, what I can do, you know, my skills as a player. And yeah, fortunately I managed to pull those things off.
What's story behind it? Your skill,
Yeah,
was
well,
viral. The-
I had some ideas that I was practicing on the training ground, because I think, you know, when I get these opportunities, I know this is my chance to shine. You know,
Yes.
so I take them very well. So
Big
before that,
stage.
in Malaysia, I was practicing individual skills. Just I remember speaking to my team in Malaysia and getting the keys for the futsal court. So
Yeah.
I'd go there very
Oh,
late
yes.
at like 11
Train.
until 2 a.m. just training on individual skills. And I think one of the goals that I managed to score was something that I was practicing on the training ground over and over. So yeah, I had this plan and I executed it very well.
Yes, goes viral, but for a million, I think.
Yeah, and the rest, yeah, I think
In
a million in
Instagram.
24 hours only.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you waktu di Australia pokoknya sih.
Yeah.
menurut
Oh,
gue.
yang skill yang di
Ah,
Australia
skill.
ya.
I
Yang
think-
udah back,
this
yeah,
one?
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah, so
It's crazy.
again, that was something that I was practicing from street soccer, and
What the skill name mean? Ala
uh, the reverse aka.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, so I think I'm the first person in futsal to do this in a game, and I remember waking up and I finished the goal and I went on the substitute bench, and I remember thinking to myself, "Damn, that's gonna go crazy online," you know. And I posted it online the next day. And then bam, TV in America, Spain,
Yeah,
Brazil,
Three.
people
Social
contacted me.
media.
Yeah.
Yeah, and from that little opportunity Australia was when I got the stuff in Dubai. So I went to Dubai, then I flew to Dubai, played with like World Player of the Year Neto. And then I was very young, you know. Like I say, I'd been playing futsal for 2 or 3 years. It was still new to me. And I'm man-marking these World Player of the Years. You know, incredible, incredible.
Is there any ritual before the game?
Any
Rituals before the
So-
game. Obviously, I always pray. You know, this
Yeah.
is something I always do before every game. And I like to meditate. So before the game, I'll find a nice quiet room. You know, I'll sit by myself. I'll
You do
put my
it.
podcast in, and I'll just practice some guided meditation. So somebody talking to me, and I think it's like they call it a power nap, huh? You know,
Okay.
so meditation for me is that. You know, so when I'm on that court, I empty my mind, and it's like a
Great.
computer screen. If you've got loads of files on there, it's very hard to find one file.
Yes.
But if you empty the screen, it's
You
very
just-
hard to know where everything is. And I think it aids well going into the game. When my mind is empty, I'm not worried, I'm not anxious, I'm very present. I'm in the moment and I'm able to think in the moment, you know. So I think this is something that I like to do. And sometimes when I can't find that space, I'll just go to maybe like a disabled toilet. I will lock the door and meditate in there, you know. Anywhere I can find some quiet time.
What advice for Indonesian young player?
Futsal player.
Yes, futsal, obviously.
Yeah, for me,
to dare to going abroad. to
yeah, for me,
play.
you know, study the game. Study the game, watch footage, you know, try and identify parts of different styles that you can bring here and identify to add to your strengths. You know, I think a lot of players here, they are too focused on things they are already good at. You know,
Okay.
maybe identify your weaknesses and work on them. You know, so maybe you are very good tactically,
Yes.
but what about your physical presence as a player?
True,
What
true.
about your mental presence as a player, you know, your dominance? I see a lot of players, I go into a game and I identify very quickly, maybe this player is a good player. Maybe I look him in the eye and I know if he is ready for this game or not. You know, and if I look at this player and I see this, I'm going to, as a player, as an athlete, as a competitor, I'm going to be on you. You know, so if I'm a pivot and you're a defender,
Yeah.
you're going to know I'm there. You know, my presence
Yes.
is big.
Great,
So I
great.
think this also, you know, identify these areas that you are maybe weak in and
weakness.
try to improve them.
The strength, the weakness.
Yeah, physical, mental, you know, because a big part of the game.
Yes, yes.
A lot of these pro clubs in UK, Manchester United, Chelsea,
Yes.
Bayern, everywhere, they all have a psychologist now.
True.
And I think maybe in Indonesia this is something that they haven't really caught up on. And like I'd mentioned previously, I think the mindset for the players here is very young. The culture,
Yes.
they're very looked after. The parents, they like to treat them as a child, you know, even when they are adults. Whereas in Europe, you learn quickly. You know, you reach that 18, now it's time for you to be a man.
Yes.
You know? But
Leave
yeah,
the house.
Yeah, leave the house. Exactly, you
Yes,
see.
yes.
But I think maybe this is something that they can work on.
Okay, great. We following up your social media, right? Instagram. Since when you did the lifestyle, the healthy lifestyle? The
Yeah,
food?
well, this is something that I've always been on. You know,
Okay.
I think for the last maybe since I was 19. I think 19 I did my first personal training course, which not a lot of people know about. You know, so I'm also qualified to train people within the gym environment and stuff. And I've been eating healthy even now. You know, a lot of the stuff that I'm educated in, that I've done a lot of. It's my passion. So I'll spend many
passion.
late nights. I'm on YouTube. I'm research. I'm reading books. You know, and like I was saying earlier, as an athlete, as a competitor, I like to find any way, any little small detail that can make me advance and get ahead. I like to research, and I think maybe not a lot of people are like this. You know, I think this is something that athletes at the top of their game, they have. You know, this
Sure.
desire to every day improve in all areas. So something that I recently picked up on was Tom Brady.
Oh,
You know
yeah.
Tom Brady?
Yes, yes.
And he's an
American
He's
football.
doing yoga, right? Yoga.
American football player, and how old is he? You know, he's
36, I think.
I think even
Still,
older.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, when he's winning titles,
Crazy.
and the way he eats, so he's on an anti-inflammatory diet. He eats no food that inflames his body. He eats no dairy,
Yes.
no gluten. He eats really any minimal fruit. Like you say, there's a lot of plyo stuff, so everyday massages.
Very healthy.
So this is something that I try and
Yes,
incorporate
yes.
into my game.
I see the footage Tom Brady in a rookie drive. He's
Man, he's crazy.
just praying. you
Yeah,
know,
that's it. And
the
he's
teen, yes.
yeah, and he's old, man.
Right now.
You know?
he's Crazy.
I think
Gila
this
sih
is
tapi sampai sekarang bisa jadi juara ya.
Recap dikit Ki dari apa sebelumnya kan tadi Rico bilang dia tuh udah dari muda mau hidup sehat kan, jadi itu sebenarnya yang atlet
Tujuannya.
sekarang butuhkan kan,
Butuhin, benar.
nggak hanya di fisik tapi juga secara mental ya kan.
Betul.
Psikologi itu penting
Kesehatan apalagi kan dengan
buat
makanan
atlet,
juga. Gaya hidup lah.
Lanjut Ki.
Okay, can you tell us about Indonesian nation in your blog?
Yes,
Indonesian
just
nation,
reminder our.
So my father, he was born in Sukabumi from very young,
Okay.
and then after this, his family moved to Sumatra
Yeah.
because my keke was in the army. So he was a general in the army. They would move a lot around Indonesia, obviously with the army. And then he grew up in Sianta.
Sianta.
Yeah, and his older brother was a seaman. So he would work on the ships. He would go out to sea, travel all around Europe, and he would come back and tell his younger brother, my father, about these incredible stories. You know, wow, I've been to Europe. These countries are amazing. So then my father looked up to his older brother. So he became a seaman also. And then one time his ship docked in Belgium. And my mom happened to be on holiday in Belgium. So my mom met my father. You know, this Indonesian man, she liked the Asian look, you know, and I think my dad liked the European women. So yeah, that's the story. They met, and I think after 1 week, my father asked my mom to marry him. So my mom came to Indonesia. She converted to Islam, had the Muslim wedding in Sianta, and yeah, that's the story. I remember being 6 or 7, spending 2 months in Indonesia, learning a lot about the culture and about life. Yeah, so that's my history.
Seru juga ceritanya. Mau jadi ceritain nggak nih?
Boleh.
Ntar aja translatein aja lah.
biar ada kerjaan.
Iya, biar ada kerjaan. Editornya ada kerjaan.
Lanjut.
Terus flashback in 2015.
Bololok first saw you in I think Wales Online.
Yeah, that's right.
Mirror.
You're the first Indonesian blood to play in futsal national team in Wales.
Yeah.
Since then, you can tell about.
Yeah, so 2015 was my first experience in Indonesia. As you guys know, I came across a lot of challenges. You know, food, culture, sleep. I was still young then, so I was learning a lot about Indonesia and futsal. The sport was brand new to me. Like I say, I think within a matter of 4 months, I've gone from this guy who just found out about futsal to playing across the world. You know, and for a young person, there's a lot to take on. But fortunately, I managed in the final to show, you know, I scored a few goals, and I think something in that final happened was a miracle, you know. I came onto the last, 5 minutes, scored 2 goals. You know, I think the Indonesian people, they saw something. And for me, I always wanted to, I remember I set to my mind and my heart that day, I will come back and I will show the Indonesian people, you know, what I can do. And I went away, and you know, maybe a lot of the critics that thought, this player, maybe he's not a good player. I went away, I played with the biggest players in this world, in futsal, in football. I won many different titles. And then I came back in 2017 and showed them again, like we was talking, you know, IPC at the time, they weren't performing well. I think they were 3-4 games in, and at the time I was in Australia. They flew me here straight away to play. And I think, 12 games, we didn't lose a game. You know, we won, we drew. 1 game I didn't play, they lost the game. You know, and I think at the time it showed Indonesian people, like, this guy's the real deal, you know? And I think it was a good example for these people here that, you know, obstacles, they're made to make you, you know, they're not made to break you. So it depends if you as a person, if that one experience is gonna haunt you for the rest of your life, or it's gonna help you advance and improve. And then for me, the kind of person that I am, I experienced that, and it was difficult at the time. I remember times in my apartment where I would cry just on my own, you know, be very sad, away from my family.
The first time.
But for me, it did something in here and here that I will always be grateful for, because when I left, there was no stopping me. You know.
Great
So
story.
yeah, it's great.
Do you still remember what first food you?
In Indonesia, I remember specifically the players, they would eat like friggin' sambal before the game. And I remember I tried it one time.
I heard the story.
Yeah, and we were playing the pro game. I had to run off court,
In
man.
Makassar.
I had mentrap, bro. I run off the pitch during a pro game.
Yes.
And yeah, never again. But now I think my spice level is increased and I love pedas.
I love
always do.
pedas.
Yeah, I always eat spicy food.
Funny story.
Yeah, crazy
In
story.
Makassar,
man.
Yeah.
Yeah, Makassar. Yeah.
Makassar.
First game.
First game.
Yeah.
They play apa? Makan
They play.
sambal.
Yeah, for me, obviously, coming from the UK,
Yes.
nobody has rice for breakfast. Nobody has fish for breakfast. In the UK, it's more cereals, porridge, maybe toast. You know,
Yes.
something just like no spice.
Easy.
And then when I tried it, because I thought maybe it's normal, you know, man, it wasn't normal. No, it wasn't normal for me.
This is
Okay.
good.
So I learned the hard way.
Since the news about you riding in Indonesia overcome for you, can you tell
What club?
What
they
club?
offer you?
for you?
Here this year,
Yeah.
No, from the
From
2015.
2015.
I think at
Just
the time
about-
it was Libido and
Oh,
Pelindo,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yes, yes.
I think there was the two teams
team.
that
Yes, yes,
contacted
yes.
me directly, but then I went with obviously IPC.
Mhm.
Since
Good.
then, I've played for Pamata, really good club, good manager, you know. Eric, really good guy, nice with me, so I respect these clubs for sure. And the fact that I came back to IPC in 2017,
Yes, yes.
yeah, another great experience, but who knows, maybe it's time for change.
Yeah.
For now, what do you see about Indonesian futsal right now?
Man, for me, it's,
From the business, from the game, from
yeah,
the
I think, like I was speaking to you earlier, I think a lot of these clubs, they're so caught up on the futsal, they forget, like I say, about the entertainment. And in
okay.
order for their club to grow and be a sustainable model like Chamburi, you know, and not to just think like, oh, okay, I have a rich investor, we will go strong for 2 years and then the club will collapse. It's not
Yeah.
sustainable model, you know. And I think clubs that have managed to do this really well are the clubs that are succeeding. So Vamos, their branding, they have this right. You know, their players, the
champion,
discipline, the training,
Yes, yes.
the way they roll the role model as a club, the way they get their message across. You know, something they're doing really well. Another team that I think are doing all of this well is BTS, Bintang Timor.
BTS.
Mm.
Another team, Black Steel.
Black Steel.
I think SKN are knocking on the door now as well, you know, in terms of growing. But all these clubs that forgetting that, you know, futsal is not just about stuff on the court and it's off the court
Off
with
the
regards
court,
to
yes,
the
entertainment.
branding, the entertainment,
Merchandise,
the
fans.
merchandise, the fans, you know. And all the clubs that are disregarding this are the clubs that are dropping.
Mm.
All the clubs that are taking all of this serious are the clubs that are growing. So maybe this is something that, you know, Indonesian clubs need to think about.
Tuh, Ki.
Yeah.
Emang harus begitu.
Iya, tim futsal tuh
Jangan
nggak
sampai.
hanya di pertandingan aja kan fokusnya.
Tapi di luarnya juga,
Nah,
merchandise,
itu yang
ada
harus
undang
diperhatiin.
fansnya.
Sebenarnya kan peluang bisnis tuh
Banyak.
ada di mana-mana
Betul.
kan.
Tinggal gimana mau apa enggaknya
Iya.
aja. Soalnya itu yang membuat kelangsungan hidup sebuah tim futsal.
Iya, benar
Jangan
sih.
sampai ada 2 tahun kelar.
Iya, iya.
2 tahun kelar gitu.
Bukan jangka pendek ya, jangka panjang.
And
Betul.
the same goes to say for the players.
Yeah.
You know, so for these players that are, you know, not thinking about their personal branding, not
okay.
engaging with their supporters, you know,
Okay.
not coming across as a role model or looking to give back to players that are looking to grow.
True.
These are all the players. Maybe they're very good players,
Yeah.
but their
Yes,
profile
yes.
is not growing.
Ah.
You know, all of these players that are reaching out with their supporters, that are doing meet and greets, events, giving back, opportunities, just showing up. You know,
True,
these are all
true.
the players that their personal brand is growing. And I think some of these players, they need to think about that. Because this sport it's only a few years, huh, this career. What happens after futsal? You need to think long term as well, you know.
True.
Bagus itu. Itu buat pemain-pemain muda lah, jangan pernah takut untuk
Iya.
show off diri lo gitu.
Benar-benar.
Ya itu buat personal branding juga. Jadi jangan sampai lo cuma berkarir di futsal
Iya.
doang tapi di luarnya enggak.
Benar-benar.
Lo harus
ada
mikirin
feedback
juga
ya.
gimana caranya feedback antara fans, antara ya semuanya lah gitu. Itu penting banget.
Do you following national team Indonesia futsal? The
Oh.
under 20.
Under 20.
Yeah. I
How about
recently
them?
did a meet and greet in Bandung, so I invited all the supporters, you know, and we watched the game together.
Oh.
And it was
yeah, they know
unfortunate
better.
that they didn't get the result against Afghanistan.
Oh,
Close
yeah,
game,
yeah.
4-3. You know, but I think to top 4 in Asia, it's not a bad result, huh? Something
Great,
to be
great.
proud of for those guys. So yeah, something that I always follow.
Was it different the play, the style of play from your 2015 and right now? The
Yeah,
young
I
player
think teams.
is a change.
Yeah, I think that the exposure of having international players coming into the league So the likes of the
okay,
Thailand guys, some players from Iran, these Indonesian players and the coaches, and they're developing different styles now, you know.
Okay.
So it's nice to see. I think, as you see, like
Yes.
even for example, on a grander scale, on a bigger scale, the Premiership. You know, they have all of these international players coming in.
Yes.
You know, it's helping the national players,
local, yes.
to grow. And I think
you gain the experience.
it's helping.
yes,
It's helping in all areas. So, like I say, even for the exposure into Indonesia, the fact that I came here, all these other players have come here. The world knows about Indonesia now.
Mhm.
In 2015, I think they were relatively unknown. Nobody knew the futsal was booming here.
Hmm.
You know, and I think that has aided very well.
Berarti emang pemain asing masuk ke liga tuh ada manfaatnya.
Betul, soalnya kan dia kan memberikan
Iya,
manfaat lah, nggak mungkin dia
Oh
cuma
ya, bisa belajar banyak kan
Betul.
pemain-pemain lokal, ningkatin kualitas.
cara mainnya dari pemain
yes,
Iran, pemain
Belanda ya,
Belanda,
Belanda.
itu kan banyak tipikal.
Training with foreign players, yes.
Foreign players.
To gain the
And also
experience.
foreign managers, huh? There's
Yeah.
been a lot of foreign managers which has had great success here.
Oh,
I think
okay.
Coach Hisham, he won the league.
Oh.
And
The-
Reza Falla.
Reza Falla won the league, you know.
Mhm.
So I think it's
True.
So
it's good.
what do you think about Indonesian futsal, the future of Indonesian futsal?
I think it looks promising, man. From these young guys, like I say, to manage to the top four, you know, if they can sort of add that with the current national team senior players, you know, they can have a good, strong base there with regards to performing in Asia. And I think more international friendlies,
Yes.
you know, more international friendlies, traveling to different clubs, experiencing different cultures.
Yes.
You know,
Training
I think-
camp in,
yeah.
in
And I
other
think this is
country.
something that Malaysia did very well.
Okay.
So I think like last year or the year before, Malaysia, they faced I think like Czech Republic,
Oh.
England in the China tournament. You know, I think if Indonesia can have more of these international friendly games, and I know because it's so far from Europe, it's hard.
Yeah.
Huh? It's
Yes.
hard. It's difficult. But if they can expose themselves to
True.
different styles, then it can only grow. You know, like I say, for you guys with the media and stuff, this is booming. You know, TV games,
Yes.
and as you know, people here they love futsal, man. Futsal, and this is a fun fact. Right? I met with Specs.
Yes.
I met with Specs, and I remember them telling me that they make more profit from futsal than football. Imagine that.
Yes.
Imagine that. You know, so if that's profitable, then everybody's gonna win. You know.
True.
So I think it's only growing in one area. It's going forward, man. It's exciting.
So
Apa kayak lo?
your movement successfully got engaged promoter to invite your followers to join Play with Your Heart.
Hashtag play
Yeah,
with
my
your
man.
heart.
Tell us about
Yes.
that.
Yeah, so it's a mantra. You know, I like to read a lot of motivational books, watch a lot of inspirational videos and people, and a lot of these guys they talk about mantras. So maybe they're going into a game or even throughout the day. Maybe your day's day life. You know, you go through the street and you're worried, you're stressed. You know, and they remember these little words to bring their focus back in. So a mantra could be like, inhale love, exhale gratitude. You know, maybe you're walking through the street and you're thinking, oh, I'm having a bad day.
Yes.
Oh, I wish I could do that. I wish my life was better. Just be grateful that you're alive, that you're well. You know, some people, maybe they cannot walk, you can walk. Maybe they cannot see, you can see. And for me, this is what it is for futsal. Like I say, every time I get onto that court, when I look down on my leg and I see Play with Your Heart, and I lace it up I remember like, wow, this is what I love. You know, this sport loves me, the supporters love me, I love this sport. And it's like you say, you know, love what you do and the game will love you back. And this is what it
Love
is for
what
me.
you do.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
what we're here to do,
Yes.
huh? Love.
Yeah.
Most powerful.
If you have faced the owner of the club right now,
Yeah.
what you can tell about Rico 2015 and the right now? What do you say about?
Yeah, I think my CV speaks for itself, huh? From where I am in 2015 to where I am now,
Yes.
they just need to look online maybe, and they will see, you know?
True,
But, like you say,
No
numbers
doubt.
don't lie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, the fact that in 7 years I won 7 titles in 7 different countries speaks for itself.
Yes.
You know.
Great.
So yeah, that's it. Numbers don't lie.
Ball don't lie.
So you can ring.
Yeah? Okay. Branding, huh?
No branding.
Hopefully. What's your plan in the near future?
My plan, like I say, I use this platform that I have to educate, to motivate, to inspire.
Educate.
You know, I want to be able to give everything back that the supporters have given to me. You know, the opportunities that I've had, you know, God willing, I can create these opportunities for others. You know, use my platform to bring other people in. You know, so if you see on my Instagram, on my YouTube, it's all about healthy eating, training, you know, performance, mental endurance.
That's
you know?
missing in our futsal, you know.
Yeah, I think
The
maybe,
other side from the match.
yeah, like I say, they're not really educated a lot on that.
Uh,
And like I say, coming from Europe, maybe where it's the norm. For example, you know, I go in Europe and supplements, protein, minerals, vitamins, it's normal. You know, you go in the cabinet of somebody's home,
Yes,
they have all of this stuff. Even
Yeah.
high school kids, they finish a football game, they drink a protein drink. You know, it's the culture, the gym culture. Here, they're not educated on it, man.
Yes,
They finish
true.
the game, they want to eat nasi goreng. You know, mi goreng.
Menarik nih.
Yes,
You know,
Yeah.
it tastes good,
Yeah.
man. Don't get me wrong.
Okay.
It tastes good, but in terms of refueling your body with nourishing
it's not right.
food,
Yes, it's
you know, it's
Not good.
difficult, man. And
Difficult.
obviously, I understand that the culture, you know, but like I say, if you want to advance,
Kulturnya beda lah.
yeah, you need to
Change
look
the
at all these
culture
areas.
is difficult, yeah.
Yeah,
But it's a
you know, like
can
for
be-
example, if you're an athlete, you know, you're training, you're performing, you want to perform well, you need to eat good. Fine, perform well, 5 days a week, work hard, eat strict. On the weekend, eat what you want. You know, balance, moderation. But don't, like you say,
Ini yang menarik nih, bahwa di Indonesia beda kultur juga.
Iya.
Di sana tuh SD mungkin tadi dia bilang,
Iya,
SMP, SMA
anak-anak
lah.
kecil tuh-
Anak kecil tuh udah mikirin protein,
minum susu,
gym,
ya.
minum susu ya kan.
Iya.
Coba kalau di sini ya kan Indomie goreng, ya kan?
Tek-tek, mie
Mie tek-tek gitu. Terus abis itu ada nasi goreng. Itu hal yang membuat kayak ya seharusnya
Tapi
kalau emang pengen
bukan nggak mungkin berubah kan.
Betul.
Asal kita visi sama misinya kan. Atlet emang semuanya harus gitu sih sebenarnya Ki,
harusnya
berubah.
gitu, nggak bisa tuh makan
Nah,
sembarangan
seenaknya,
gitu,
bener-bener.
mikirin protein juga, gizinya
Iya.
juga. Itu hal yang paling penting lah. Oke.
and it's like you say, you know, as an athlete, as a professional, you get out what you put in. You know, if all of these professionals like Ronaldo, Messi,
Yeah.
Yes.
Tom Brady, LeBron James,
LeBron James.
if they're doing it, then something gotta be right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So maybe they need to look at these. This is what I like to do. So I like to study athletes at the top, at their prime from other sports. And I try and incorporate things that they do, maybe training methods, maybe what they eat, maybe how they think, what they watch, what they listen to, what they read. You know, and I like to bring it to this sport.
Great.
Yes.
Oke. If there is an offer coming from
Indonesian
Indonesian club, do you want to play again in the PFL?
For sure, man. This is why I'm here. You know, my goal is to play in Indonesia next year. And like they say, you know, go where you are loved. You know, like I say, somebody asked me a question yesterday. Coach Justin, actually, I met with him for the
Yeah.
first time yesterday at Celebrity Football, and he said to me, you know, why you want to come Indonesia? Why you don't try a different country that's strong, like Thailand? You know, why not Thailand or somewhere? And I say, you know, I am Indonesian. You know, this is the blood that's in my body. My father is Indonesian. People love me here, I love Indonesia. You know, long term I would love to retire here.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, so God willing, we can make it happen. But I need to find a club that matches my ambitions. It's important for me, you know.
So about naturalization, are you want to be Indonesian citizen?
For the future.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Is it possible? You know, the fact
course.
that I've played with Wales, I'm not sure.
I don't know sih. Bisa nggak ya kalau
Nggak
futsal
bisa,
nggak bisa ya?
I think
Cannot, huh?
Yeah, cannot.
Yeah,
You already play in senior camp, you
Yeah,
know.
and like I say, a lot of the supporters say, Rico, why you don't strengthen
Yeah,
gymnasts?
Yeah.
I
Lot
say,
of
man, I would love
question.
to, but I cannot. You know, I think the FIFA rules is once
Yes.
you play, you cannot.
Yes, that's
So
true.
there's nothing I can do.
Oke deh. Sekian ya.
Oke.
Perbincangan yang sangat menarik.
Tadi udah
ya.
banyak lah, udah banyak kita obrolin sama
Padat.
Rico, padat banget lah, banyak banget tanyain dari mulai awal karirnya dia, terus
Sampai-
dia keliling dunia,
Dari futsal Ki.
betul keliling
Tuh.
dunia,
Ini
7
tuh-
country,
Yeah.
Seven country.
mungkin lebih lah tadi lah, dia
Yo,
udah main
ini
di
tuh
Dubai,
bener-bener.
Malaysia, Indonesia, Brunei, Australia, Amerika gitu
yes.
kan. Terus di Eropa juga udah banyak lah, di Europe gitu. Dia udah banyak keliling dunia tuh karena futsal gitu.
Berarti ini tuh seperti ngebuka mata pemain-pemain muda futsal kita ya.
Betul,
Kalau
pemain
punya
Indonesia.
mimpi dan berani tuh kenapa enggak kan?
Oke,
Kayak
pokoknya
Rico
lo
nih.
harus berani lah
Bener-bener.
wujudin mimpi lo buat main di manapun pokoknya. Apalagi kalau lo cinta futsal. Ini buktinya adalah Rico gitu. Dia
Travel
udah
around the world.
betul, travel
From
around the
futsal.
world from futsal, main sama Falcao, Ricardinho,
Wah, gitu.
Ronaldinho, Ryan Giggs, pokoknya dia udah ngerasain semua lah gitu.
Benar-benar.
Terus dia udah jadi juara pula ya kan di
Iya,
Indonesia
dan
gitu.
dapat trofi juga,
Trofi
kan.
juga di Indonesia 2015 with IPC Pelindo.
yes.
Dia jadi juara champion
dan
2015.
Rico juga ini membuka pintu gerbang buat pemain asing
Oh
kan.
ya,
Tahun
sejak 2015 dia
sama
satu-satunya pemain asing di 2015.
Sama yang ini yang kembar Thailand, Eka Pang.
Oh iya.
Kan
Iya,
sama ya.
betul,
The
2015.
Thailand two player Thailand
Thailand player
in 2015.
in 2015.
Yes.
Yeah, I
You
remember those
Yeah.
guys. I remember those guys. What happened to them?
twins. I don't know. Maybe playing in Thailand right now.
Iya,
They're
iya.
still playing?
Yeah, he's playing.
Good, man.
Okay, thank you Rico for coming to our podcast, the extra time.
Good luck for your
Good
career.
luck for your career. Anything you're working on, good luck.
Thank you so much. Really
Hope we meet
appreciate it,
again
guys.
in the court.
Yes,
God
that's
willing.
for sure. Yes.
God willing.
Terus
Pokoknya-
kalau mau ikutan,
Oke, kalau yang
Ikutin.
mau ikutin aktivitas Rico jangan lupa follow akun dia di Instagram Rico Zulkarnain,
Zulkarnain, 9.
Rico Zulkarnain 9.
Yes, RZ9.
Terus
Yeah.
jangan lupa komen, like and subscribe di sini pokoknya.
Di
Jangan lupa semua
channel
di channel
video
Bola Lop.
YouTube Bola Lop.
Jangan lupa
Dan terus
untuk dapetin video
Ya.
terupdate. Kita bakal hadir lagi di extra time nanti mungkin sebulan lagi. Oh enggak.
enggak.
Mungkin next week.
Secepatnya, ya,
Secepatnya
iya.
kita akan
Iya.
segera produksi sebanyak-banyaknya. Kalau ada masukan silakan like, comment and subscribe.
Thank you.
Oke.
Thank you guys.
Thank you. Nah, ini
Oke.
yang menarik nih.
Bentar. Kata J.
Mantap.
Kacau.
That's how he was talking.
Bocor.
Mobil siapa nih?
Hancur semua studio.
Okay. The last question.
Blooper.
Nih perlu ditanyain gak sih?
Tanyain aja.
Tanyain aja.